Well, as you can see, we're in Baker's Hill, the Botanical Gardens and Leisure Farm. And there's Marilyn again. We've seen Marilyn before. Now that's a good one for It Ain't Over Till the Fat Lady Sings. Love the garter. So there's no entrance fee here. Just come in, and there's all these little places where you can have your picture taken. Just a little bit like Wally Disneyland.
Yeah, Wally.
What can we have here? Ah, fruit shakes. And they're cheap. Should we have one? Not because
later,
they're cheap, but
later after.
ah, freshly made pizza, for heaven's sake.
Pizza.
Careful of stray animals, not quite sure. What? Well,
There's a restaurant here, Nelly.
well, this is very Disney-esque, and it's very well done. It's very clean, beautifully landscaped. Actually makes me interested in the idea of doing some landscaping at our house. That's what it badly needs. And I like the way that they use the big flat sort of river stones. Although where you would get those, I have no idea. But they use them a lot, and very effectively. Wow, look at this, honey. This way. Oh, now I'm really impressed. Nice, clean, orderly restrooms.
Hi, welcome to Foreigners Wild in the Philippines. Feel our comfort zone.
See, I love the way they do this. Look, they've got these kind of bonsai type of tree. They've got the large stones, and then the stone. This is really nice. Look, they've got the very flat pebbles. This is the kind of I would call that a pebble, but anyway, these are the kind of pebbles that you would skim across the sea or across the pond. I like that. And even this path here is all stones just laid together. There's no cement, but they're held in by the cemented in pan. And I know that the path that they're in here would be hard pressed dirt, probably with some cement cast over it. And look at that here. This is really beautiful. I love this. Well, they've used stone. They've used all different kinds of materials. It looks like logs that they've cut there, cut in half along the side. Little Smurf toadstools. And then in that they've got fresh dirt, soil, so that they can put some plants. And then there's a controlled area with the soil. So this is low maintenance, but high aesthetic value, but not too high maintenance. I'm not a high maintenance gardener type, but I would actually enjoy doing some work like this. This is really nice. I wonder if there is a place on Bohol where you would be able to get stones like this. These are almost like, they almost look like ivory, look like bone. Very nice work, beautiful work. And then this actually feels like astroturf, what in America they'd call astroturf. Don't know whether it is or not. But look at this, look, they've got in here, they've got slices of the tree. So cut in thin slices like a pizza, then they're laid in the earth, and then the infill is with the small stones. Look, small stones like this. And even there, so they're made on a motif. They've even used half of the log cut, so you can see exactly how they've done it. This is how they've done this. And then that's all held in around in the circle. So it's all laid out first architecturally, and then all of the infills come later. They've even used some old corrugated tin there. And also they've got these big pots filled. Very nice work. Oh gosh, look at that. Look at that, even nicer. And they've got a whole stone garden there. Oh, we've got to go and look at that. Beth's off looking at something else. Look how pretty this is. This is so nice. Look. So different use. There they've got old logs, which what you would, I guess you would call, taken from the sea. Find this beach stuff that you would find cast up on the beach, and then a little bit of stone and cement laid in to hold in that stuff back, and then these huge. They must have a great supply of these different kinds of pebbles, flat stones, and then they've even used them on their edge there, in with the smaller ivory looking stone. So creative, just amazing. And look at that, there's a collection of different logs just stood there. This is just so incredible. Look at that interesting looking log. Wow. And big pots, all the use of all these different kinds of things. Look at here, all laid out. Different kinds of plants. I have no knowledge of what these different plants are, but I have an artist's eye, and I'm looking at the contrast between this section here. That big section is infilled. All of these rocks here are just laid there. They're not cemented in, which gives a really natural appearance. And then they've got these small, I'm going to call them bonsai trees. It looks like they're very, very tiny scale trees. Look at that one there. Beautiful. And this one. And then bushes. Now these bushes I know that you can buy. A friend of mine used to call them lollipop bushes because they're completely round, which is totally out of nature's way of doing things. Then the big stones, now the big stones are rocks, right? They actually make up these different bays for where all different kinds of stuff is happening. And you've got the same stone used in a different way. Those stones are on their edge, and these stones are all just laid flat. Now they're not hooked in at all. Look, you can see that it's just a flat river stone. And then these lovely rocks. Even the rocks are different look. There's a kind of a granity looking rock there, and then more of a sandstone. And then here the harder stone. I'm no geologist either, but I know what looks right. And these look absolutely beautiful. Look at that. Look at this here. All of those different colours there, blue and white. Blue, white, grey. There's a kind of a fawn looking, browny looking thing. Really nice. I'm in heaven here. Wait, I have to go around and look at that garden around there. Okay, I'll see you around there. See, look, it's just so many ways that they've done this. This is so nice. Look at this. Look, there's that little star shape, and then the tiny plant pot. Looks like a stone plant pot which guards the tree. Tiny bush, and then all of that, all different colours, different ways of using the same material. This is so creative. Gosh, haven't enjoyed myself so much since I went to a great art gallery, which is what I'm in right now, an art gallery. I wonder what they use that for. Big pots. Look at the use of big pots. Now, that's a nicer way of using a hollow block. Look at what they've done there. Just by placing those small stones in there, and it's made such an incredible difference. Don't like that as much as the natural stone, but it is wonderful use of different materials. Well, they've got certain array of tools. They've got these white stones, they've got the big river stones, sorry, the smaller river stones, and then the bigger ones, and then they've got that different blue-grey look to where they've gone there. And the tiny white stones, and they found, boy, with a chainsaw you could make a ton of those little round, really it's almost like they're small stepping stones, but they're made of wood, probably the same thickness as the ones that are going around, and they're set like old millstones on their edge, about 2 inches thick. Oh, now this is great. Look at this. Wow. Look at that. Now, you see that top. Now that top has a little brass ring that they've got in there, and what's supposed to happen is that's supposed to have water coming out which will flow equally around and have a kind of a waterfall. So look how they've used the colour. You've got this dark green, and then it comes out and it's more yellow and a different kind of leaf. And this one here. And the big stones again that they've used in the path, they've used in a different way here. And you can see how they keep this. They keep this to a certain size by cutting off. There they are with that wall, which is hollow block, must be hollow block, and then with the wet cement put in, and then the pebbles, the flat pebbles pressed into it to form the wall. Beautiful. Look at these. Now Filipinos are very, very good at sculpting this kind of thing here. Look at this. Now in the Philippines you will see grottos which are made like this. Right, now how they got that is another thing. They may have used that may actually be a piece of wood with that kind of hole in it. It looks like it would be a piece of wood pressed in, and then they come and they sculpt around it there. But all of this is a straight rendering on there, and then sculpted out in these cracks, and it's all done by eye about what looks right. In fact, you can see how they started there, and some of it has flaked off. You can see how thin that was. So it's delicate work and very, very skilled. And you'll see, as I said, you'll see grottos where they've done this and they build the whole thing up and they make it look as if it's Disney-esque. Thank you, Wally. Disney-esque, and it's very, very effective. So whoever designed this is another thing. Whether it was designed by foreigners, I'm not sure. It's very, very grand, and it's done beautifully. Now look at this. This is all sculpted. All of that is sculpted the same. But underneath, it's actually wood. And they've left some of it clear. So there's the wood. There's the knots in the wood, as you can see. And then they've come round and they've done their thing. I wonder if that could even be wood sculpted. You could do that with an angle grinder. This here is where a natural knot was in there. It's very symmetrical. That's the only thing that makes me think that it's been taken down, made into a round column, and they're very, very uniform, so I suspect that they've all actually been made up. But what nice work. Beautiful. Not keen on this this tile, the broken tile thing. I'm not keen on that, but the rest. Look how they've used this steps. They've made steps with this old, just plain natural shaped pieces of wood, offcuts, which otherwise might have been thrown away because they're not uniform. But they've used them to great effect. And the carving is everywhere. This is all carved. And this is Filipinos, very, very clever at this. And look at how they've done this. There's a raised section here. So you get all of this integrating of the different levels, which is what I love. They've made it so that it's not just flat and it's not just all steps. It's all interesting. It's all everything to hold your attention and delight the eye, which it does. Look how they've used that piece of old tree. Just wonderful. And it goes on. And look who's there. Sorry, while I'm waxing lyrical about about the landscaping, she's given up on trying to get me back, and she's letting me enjoy. There's a little stage there, which is, I guess they do some kind of performances here. But look at that. Instead of having just grass or just plain dirt, they've made up different patterns using different stones, all the same, working with the same stones, but using them in a different way. And there's slabs, squares of concrete which have been cast up in the same mold and used, but interspersed with the other blue stone. And then the big ones. Wow, these would have taken some getting into place. You would be surprised at how heavy they are. Very heavy. And look at this path. Oh. This is all those stones all laid on their edge up. Wow. Now those straight column things and like a little house, that's I believe that they originate in Thailand, but could be wrong. And look what they've done there. They've put those, I bet those are actually quite useful. They've got a wooden cap on them with a knob, but here they've laid them out as if they're, well, as if they're hidden treasure. There's another way. This is a more conventional way, what in the UK they call crazy paving. Ah, but look at this. This is, wow, this is tremendous. Those great round stones. Heaven knows, I wonder how they would have done those here. once again, all fitted in so nice. Well, and they've got they've thought of everything here. You can see that they've got their lights, so all of this will, I bet all of this is so beautiful at night. They've got lots of light there, they've got light here. Look at the way that they've taken those hanging. The only way that I can relate to that is in the UK is weeping willow, which I very much doubt that's weeping willow, but it's that kind of thing. You put the source of the plant up high and then it hangs down. Very pretty. Looks like there's been some disturbance here by not allowing for expansion of this huge lovely tree. So look at that, look how high that goes. That's an old tree. Comes down. Now ideally, I'm surprised that they didn't know this, but you can see that they've taken the concrete right up into the roots. And of course, it's a tree is a living thing, and you can't do that. You have to leave at least, I would have thought, 4 to 6 inches would be a minimum. Otherwise, guess what happens? The tree says, I'm not having this. You're tying my feet. And I'm untying. So it's kind of ruined a lot of this work, which is a great shame. Ah, look at this. An alligator seat from one piece of wood. And all again. Okay, honey, this just goes on and on. Yeah. It's amazing. I'm really so impressed by everything that they've done. Look at that, there's another. Boy, it's amazing. Look, there's another, something else over there. Public display of affection is not allowed here, so if you're thinking of making this into a love seat, don't.
You sit down.
Okay, look at that. It's just incredible. It's like it's like overload. Okay, well, I think that we should end this one here.
Yes, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much. Little Village. God bless.
Oh, we did that.